Claire nodded her head, accepting Abby's explanation. How about we get something to eat? Hannah suggested, changing up the subject. What about checking out the equipment more? Bill eyed each of them. In his hand was a helmet, the style being similar to civilizations before modern society. Snatching the helmet from Bill, Abby growled. It's not like you can afford any of this stuff. The ones you can afford don't even do that much and is equivalent to getting scammed. She tossed the helmet to the bin of cheap helmets. Shoulders slumping, Bill looked at his sister with a pitiful expression. Food? Hannah asked again, ignoring her brother's pleading eyes. Claire saw her sister grinning at the response Hannah gave Bill, and Bill sighed from being betrayed. Nodding in agreement, Claire said, Let's head off to get some food. I think we have a good idea of how much things cost. Abby patted Bill on the back, guiding him forward so they could head off and get some food. Walking past Darlena, who was still behind the counter, Claire waved a hand at the robot. Waving back, Darlena soon turned its attention to several adventurers showing interest in the items inside the display. It wasn't long before the robot was offering explanations on the products to the group. Moving through the store, they rejoined the busy hallway outside the store with people going about their day. Navigating towards the stairs, Claire said to Hannah, Seeing how many throwing daggers they had available, I think Darlena is right. I think we'd make decent money from selling it. Grinning, Hannah replied, I can't wait until the coke is finished, so we can get started on making steel for the daggers. I'm looking forward to Dragny showing us the process. Behind them, Abby and Bill were strategizing about what job they should take next and whether to try out a new portal. Hearing Abby and Bill going over their plans made Claire smile, happy to know that everyone fitted into life inside of the underground city. When they reached the stairs, they were careful to stick to the right side. With the increased population of adventurers, there were always people going up and down the stairs. Though Claire enjoyed the elevators, she found taking the stairs as a minimal training routine they could perform, without using up too much time. Claire couldn't help but look at the other adventurers walking past her on their way to the main level. She wondered what their goals were when deciding to head into the portals to get stronger. Ever since she started on the path of crafting items to sell, Claire could imagine a life where getting strong to fend off the modified humans weren't necessary. With crafting, adventurers could make a living for themselves and develop a skill. Even though in the underground city, there wasn't a need for money when trading for food, clothing, and shelter, it was nice to use the guild points as a method of measuring what others thought of an adventurer's ability to craft items. She knew that there were other areas of the guild that she wasn't familiar with, like the crafting section, and she was curious about what those areas were like. Shaking her head, she thought, I have enough on my plate before I start thinking of things outside of crafting. Claire couldn't help but mentally giggle at how focused she became entirely outside the medical field. It wasn't long before they reached the dining area. After having been to the floor to eat before, though only a couple of times, Claire felt a familiarity upon entering the level. The most significant difference was the number of people eating at the tables, especially those who were wearing gear connected to their profession. Claire's eyes noticed a pattern with the people sitting at the tables. People are grouping together based on the initial weapons they chose upon becoming adventurers. Looks like it, Abby said behind her. The two biggest groups are those who selected cold weapons and those who chose hot weapons. While talking about the other adventurers, several groups were checking them out too, as though thinking similar thoughts. Those who selected hot weapons nodded their heads approvingly at Abby and Bill's choice in weaponry. In contrast, those who chose cold weapons were dismissive.